You came here for real. You came here for empowerment. So guess what? This thing on? That's what you're going to get. When adversity came, I could have fell apart, but I chose instead to follow my heart. When adversity comes, I will never run. I will adjust, adapt, and overcome. Vision. Woo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your one-stop shop with everything empowerment. I am your host, Tariq Williams, and not only I am Vision of Hope, but you know what it is? It's we are Vision of Hope, and let's feel empowered. Let's get into it. Let's make progress. Let's move forward. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right? If you are going to continue to stay in the same place every single day, that means that we're declining. That means that we're getting worse because there's someone out there that has a similar goal to you that is trying to move forward and make progress and putting in the work. So the question is, why not you? But I digress. Morning routines, but specifically, all the issues with morning routines, because, you know, I preface my comments by saying this. I'm not here to criticize. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to stereotype. I'm here to be real. You came here for real. You came here for empowerment. So guess what? This thing on? That's what you're going to get. All right, here we go. So all my issues with morning routines. But first, let's talk about some of the things, some of the topics, some of the benefits that we believe that we get from morning routines. So anyone who's looking for a morning routine, we start talking about, first thing that pops into my mind is organization. All right. Organization. If you have some sort of morning routine, you are forced by force to be organized. Can we agree with that? Yes, we agree. All right, excellent. So an organization can be a great thing. It is a great thing. You know, some individuals need, everything to be color coded and make sure that everything has a spot for each particular place and section, that it works out perfectly and all that jazz. Organization, right? Let's be serious for a moment here. So organization is very important and it can be very beneficial, and having a morning routine can truly help with your organization on your daily. And as you continue to get more organized and you have this morning routine, you start to build a rhythm. All right. A rhythm. And so I'm all about rhythm. I enjoy music. Shout out Michael Jackson, blame it on the boogie, Temptations, great rhythm. There's nothing like a good beat, right? I mean, think about it. If you're listening to music or what have you, and you're hearing the beat drop and you're moving and everything like that, you enjoy the rhythm, okay? And so when you start getting into a rhythm in your daily life, you start recognizing that, okay, I can get used to this, You start getting into that flow state, okay? And when you get into that flow state, things start to happen that can truly benefit the person that you are, the person who you are continuing to be. Because to be clear, let's rewind, okay? The person you're going to be, if you noticed, for those of keeping track at home, I didn't say try because we're not trying to do anything. We are doing this. So we're getting into this rhythm here. And those are some of the benefits that people find that they can receive from having a morning routine. I'm going to come back to this particular point in a benefit, but we're going to come back to this later. Continue to think about some of the benefits from morning routines that it gives us. Maximizing time. Okay. Maximizing time. Individuals believe that if you have the appropriate morning routine, it can maximize your time. Okay. And along with that, even the science behind morning routines. Okay. And the dopamine that may get released if you get certain tips and tricks and seeing this, like being out in the sun early in the morning or what have you. These are some of the different things that get talked about when we talk about morning routines. And let me be clear, I think all those things are great. They're great. They have their place, and it's it's a great opportunity to learn. Absolutely. However, comma, you know what we're about. We don't do incomplete here. We don't do incomplete here. So we're not, we didn't start 20 episodes ago. So why would we start now? And so the fact is, when we talk about morning routines, the way that it's marketed, I have a really big problem with. Let me give an example. So when we talk about, let's go back to New Year's resolutions. And typically, New Year's resolutions might be to lose some weight, to lose that 20 pounds. We often talk about when losing weight, there's no magic pill to be able to lose the 20 pounds you want to lose. You have to put in the work, right? But it seems like morning routines are marketed in a way that they are the magic pill. And so I want to make sure that we're clear on this, that having a morning routine is not the magic pill to your success. Your morning routine could possibly put you in a better place, but don't think of it as the magic pill that's going to change your life. Because at the end of the day, focus, consistency, drive, follow through, it's an equation we're talking about here. And so it's not a magic pill the way that it's marketed. And now as we move forward and we're talking about the fact that it's not one size fits all. If you go on Google or YouTube right now or anywhere and you type in morning routine, I guarantee you're gonna find a trillion, slight hyperbole, possibly maybe not, different morning routines that talk about how to have the best morning routine and how you need to make sure that you do X, Y, and Z. And if you don't do X, Y, and Z, you'll never be successful. That's what the morning routine crew tells us. Okay. You wouldn't expect your mindset coach here. Shout out wearevisionofhope.com for coaching. You wouldn't expect your mindset coach to tell you that you shouldn't have a morning routine. But the fact of the matter is, this isn't one size fits all. So let me make sure that you are connecting with me here and understanding me for a moment. So, do I have a morning routine? I'll say this: the short answer is no. But one thing that is helpful for me is that if I go to sleep between few different hours, like maybe between 10 and 12 or what have you, I can make sure that I can wake up when I need to wake up without an alarm. I enjoy that. I think that's awesome. And then I can just prepare and slowly enter my day. Um, and sometimes I listen to different podcasts. Shout out Jen Gottlieb. She has an Instagram live that I listen to on some mornings. And sometimes I catch it, sometimes I don't, but it doesn't ruin my day if I don't catch it. And I actually asked her a question. She has a question and answer, Jen Gottlieb does. And I asked her a question. I was like, do you believe in morning routines? And Jen Gottlieb, we're here. We're here. All right. So she was the same. She was like, this isn't one size fits all. She's exactly on where I'm at, in the fact that we all have to figure out what works for us. Okay. So when we talk about the science behind having a great morning routine, okay, and someone saying that you need to go out in the sun immediately without sunglasses on and to receive the nutrients of the sun, and that's what's going to be to help you out to have the best day possible. Well, newsflash, no one knows you better than you. So you need to figure out what it is that works for you, learn about the person who you are, so then you can figure out what this all means for you. And granted, let me be real. Waking up at 5 a.m., what a lot of people say to do, it's just not for me. Okay. It's just not my thing. And I know they talk about those things to maximize time, but if the person who wakes up at 5 a.m. and the person who wakes up at 9, 10 o'clock a.m., who's more productive? What do you all think? I'm waiting. Just kidding. It's impossible to answer that question without knowing the person, right? The person who uses the time more effectively. At the end of the day, we all get 24 hours. So I can argue that the person just puts in the more work that is more successful in those different situations. So when we talk about, let's start going back to those reasons again and what we find important and the benefits of having a morning routine. Organization and the rhythm, right? Now, let's call it what it actually is, because organization is great, rhythm is great, but let's call it what it actually is. It's not just a rhythm, it's actually having the discipline to follow through on what your goals and dreams are. That is what we're talking about here. So if a morning routine helps you do that, fine, but recognize what it actually is. It's having the discipline to move forward and make progress on what you're actually trying to achieve. And so finally, I want to talk about a YouTube channel here. So the Think Media YouTube channel founded by Sean Cannell. Um, I've learned a lot about my channel and growing as a on YouTube and podcasting from Sean Cannell, listening to his content. Sean Cannell rhymes with YouTube channel. Um, Sean, you could pay me back for that plug, and whenever you see this. But um, one of the really neat things that he talks about and how to create a good platform, a great YouTube channel, how to move forward and everything it is that you're doing. You know, he talks a lot about different things you want to have in place or anything and those different types of equations and putting different things together. But his number one piece of advice for anyone trying to create a channel has nothing to do with any type of routine or equipment. What he says, for someone who has over 2 million subscribers, you got to just hit record. That's it. If you want action, take action. You got to just hit record. So, are morning routines bad? Absolutely not. But let's call them for what they actually are: ways to create discipline in your life. But you don't necessarily need a morning routine to create discipline. It's not one size fits all. Learn more about who you are as an individual. Follow your dream, follow your goal, put in the work because it's waiting for you. And with that, morning routines, not all bad, not all good. Find out what works for you, because what works for you is what's going to work. So, but we're laughing about that, but it's truly that simple, right? Learn more about yourself every single day, and then we can move forward and make progress. I hope you all got something out of this today. Morning routines, figure out what works for you. And with that, not only I am Vision of Hope, but we are Vision of Hope. Let's get it. When adversity came, I could have fell apart, but I chose instead to follow my heart. When adversity comes, I will never run. I will adjust, adapt, and overcome. Vision.